Hi guys, welcome back to the SU Pod.
The podcast where we put you back in community. My name's Emily.
And I'm Evie. And guys, we didn't know who was supposed to start that
Sorry.
intro. Welcome to our 21st episode.
Oh my God, we're 21. I was about to sing Taylor Swift.
21?
I don't know about you. What? Lost my words there. Sorry.
21?
We're 21 guys. We can now legally go to church. Wait, I was trying to make a joke. I'm like, oh, we can drink, da-da-da-da. No, like, we go to church. But, like,
We can,
guys, we're legal.
What else can you do at 21? I feel like that's the only thing you can do.
You can, like...
We don't promote any of the things that we could do at 21.
No, exactly.
But,
on my 21st birthday, I'm going to church. Hopefully.
I want a church girl that go to church and read her Bibles.
So true.
Guys, if you didn't know already, we're just kind of delulu.
We're kind of goofy right now. I think this is the perfect way to start off the episode. Evie, how are you? Besides being crazy, besides me being mad at you, guys, I'm beefing with Evie, actually.
Yeah, she wants to fight. She's lucky that I'm not in Paris right now, because I would have already beat her up.
She's in Paris right now? Did you know what you said? You're in Paris right now? Yeah, she is.
No. She's lucky that we're not in person.
Oh, yeah. She never came back.
Guys, I jumped off a plane on Wednesday, and that was the best thing I've ever done in my entire life, besides, like, I think that's it. That was the craziest thing I've ever done. It was 15,000 feet jump. What provoked me to do that? I bought the ticket by accident. That's really how it all started.
Well, let's
and so I was like, yeah, I'm being honest. I bought the ticket by mistake because I was just thinking about it.
No.
Yes.
Oh.
So I was on Groupon, and my card was linked. I'm so serious. But I was already thinking about it, And so I was like, well, let me see how much it's gonna come out to if we were to do this. But it was like, congratulations, you have saved money, and your ticket was booked. And I was like, what the heck? And I had to call to make a reservation. So I asked my friend, because it was for her birthday. And I was like, hey, girl, like, we're going skydiving or not? Because I already got the ticket by mistake.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, girl, let's do it. And so we did it. We literally did that.
I'm pulling up Groupon right now.
Literally, it was like $70.
Which, like, Groupon come in clutch, because I went to an escape room 2 days ago. Monday. Yeah. And we got $20 tickets each. Well, it was like group order, but
Groupon sponsor us. Please,
Groupon sponsor us. And this episode is actually sponsored by Honey.
I wish one day it will be by like Blue Apron, Honey, Audible, Audible.com.
Yes.
HelloFresh.
Yeah. Wait, Audible. I need an Audible account. Low key. I ain't got time to be sitting down. I wanna listen. But also I zone out, so I don't know. But
not the zoning out.
Yeah, guys.
But yeah, that was just a crazy thing that I did. Emily, how's your week?
You try to close out the episode. My week you got one. My week was good. It was pretty tiring, but it was really good. I hung out with friends this week, and then I worked quite a bit, and then I went to school. School was very tiring, but oh my God, I was gonna announce this, that I have allegedly I have a 97% in math overall score. Never in my life have I ever gotten even near a 90, baby girl. I've never even, like, not even touched the cliff edge of a 90. And now I'm a 97. And it's because I just have a great teacher. And yeah, shout out to Mr. James. You're not listening, but if you are, by some sudden chance, thank you for being a great teacher. Anyways, yeah, so it's really, but it's like, it's statistics too, which I was always scared of
Ooh,
statistics because it sounded like a big word. But it makes sense. Like, I've never in my life actually clicked with it, but like I'm realizing I used to say like, oh, I love English. Like I love English over math. Guys, I think I'm converting. I think I'm a math girly. I used to hate math.
what?
No, like with my life I used to hate math. But statistics actually makes sense. Like once you learn the process, like math is so consistent. If you do the process right, you'll always get the right answer. Like with English is like, oh, like multiple choice. Like, does Billy have feelings? I don't know. What is the main character? I don't know. But I can
Nah,
tell
I hate
you
math.
what
I'm
the
sorry.
standard deviation is. Like obviously it's hard, it hurts my brain, but like as long as I go step by step, like if you break it down, like it makes sense. Like at first it's so scary, I'm telling you guys. This propaganda, I'm sorry. I'm indoctrinating your kids to learn statistics, but uh if you go step by step, it'll make sense. But anyways, yeah, girl. I'm a math girl, ew. But yeah, I think I am. It's just
I love that
I
you're
don't
good
know.
at
It's
that though, because I suck at math. So good to know that someone is smart. Kids suck hate
that's
math.
why. Because I used to literally I suck at algebra. Don't know a thing about it. Taking the SAT soon. Don't know anything about it. Whoops. Second time I'm taking it, by the way. I failed math horrendously. Gonna fail it again. Sorry, guys. Don't know what to
Ooh,
tell you.
no.
Anyways, hi guys. So glad that you decided to join us for another week. We have a very special topic this week. Um, self love, something
We're
that
gonna be talking
we may
about
love.
self love.
Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult. Does it rub off? Question mark. I don't
Guys,
know.
I think we're experiencing some technical difficulties because I cannot hear Miss Emily.
Oh, oh no, sorry. It was a joke. There you go. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. It was a fluke. We're fine.
As you were saying, we're talking about self love and.
Yes. Sorry, I was being goofy. I didn't touch this. I was being goofy. I didn't touch the computer at all. Anyways, self love. Self love is loving myself even when I hack my own computer without my hands. What is self love? Self love is something that is very cliche up to this point. Love yourself, like no, like you're amazing, da 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 da. Which what is another week? Another week is having a topic which is exactly what I'm going through currently and talking about it. Because
Oof. Yep.
guys, tell me why I was in the shower the other day and I didn't tell you this. I was like contemplating my entire existence, contemplating why we're here, the usual shower stuff, you know.
Right.
And
Shower thoughts.
it's like the heat, it opens up the other parts of my brain that I don't use. And it's like, wow, are we real? Why are we real? Like, what is it? Like, what is everything? Um, and I was just like, I actually have more free will than I think, and I actually don't have to depend on other people to love me. And it hit me like
Yes.
a truck. And it's crazy because we like to say that and it's important. We love ourselves. It's important to cherish who we are. It's important to cherish us as people. But it's not until you sit down and you realize how much time you spent trying to force people to love you and your entire personality that
Come on.
you realize like self-love was never about yourself, and it sucks because now you have to rewrite your entire brain chemistry to tell yourself that no, just because someone didn't look at you or someone looked at you or someone hugged you or gave you a handshake or someone liked your post or, moved on, like all these things, it really doesn't matter because we are all so minuscule. And it's insane to actually have that development. Like in the shower
Yeah.
on like a Tuesday. Like, wow, like the self love that I kind of told myself that I had and I told myself was enough is actually not enough. Like,
Mm.
I really need to love myself 1,000 times more because I spend so much of my day caring if everything I do is looking either attractive or ladylike or presentable instead of being okay
Yeah,
with having more value than what I'm liked about or what makes me likable.
exactly.
I have more depth, I have more personality, I have more ideas and thoughts, and I have more brain power than I give myself credit for. And my brain is so wrapped up in this idea of my worth is equated to how much attention I get instead of being able to give myself that attention that I'm seeking and understand that that is what worth is exactly what you make it. And that was the epiphany I had. And it literally is what we're talking about. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's weird.
that's a no. I was just gonna say like everything that you said was so on point because you're right. We do focus, and it goes back to like how it always references back to all of our other topics like perfection and trying to make it look something that yes, it we want people to look at, but is not an end all be all if we're not doing it for ourselves. Because
Yeah.
everything that we do, like we do it for someone else, or we try to make it look like you mentioned, like ladylike or presentable or up to standard. Um,
Yeah.
but then when we think about it, it's like we feel drained, and you want to know like why do you feel drained? Because I'm out here performing for everybody and not
Oh yeah.
giving that same energy back into myself or like in your
Right.
instance like to yourself. And that's so like you mentioned, it's time consuming. Like once you realize how much time you put into something else that at the end of the day like could have just been for your benefit, like what do you want to do, like not what do I
Right.
want to do for everybody else, but what do I want to do for myself in this moment,
So
in
real.
this situation. uh yeah, that's just
Yeah.
crazy.
Oh no, you're so right. And I think that it also has people who I think we the whole reason why we do it is not, you know, just big just because, we've been told to do it for so long, but also we have this like deeply rooted idea that others come before us. Um
Yeah.
which I know that was last episode, but unpopular opinion, put yourself before others if you're not a woman.
Mm.
Let's just keep that there. And you
Yeah.
contemplate that because I don't need to
Ugh,
explain it to you. Any of you are
guys.
listening.
Ugh.
But yeah, and so I think that's like we are just morphed and molded to anticipate the needs and thoughts of others. That includes how comfortable we make other people around us. And it's
Mm-hmm.
hard because we do want to appreciate who we are and appreciate the body that we're living in, but it's just it's hard when we don't want to make people uncomfortable. And I think it's also this like reverse psychology on ourselves. If like, oh, like I can't have too much self-love because then it's like too much on other people. Which that's a thought on its own. Like, is self-love toxic? It can be when it, becomes just self-obsession. And then that's where it comes,
Yes.
that's the bottom line of it all. Like, there's the thin line between love and obsession that humans, us as, mortal creatures, we just cross all the time and the lines blend um, when it comes to other people, but especially ourselves, who we are selfish creatures by nature, but obviously, God intervenes in our spirit and he tells us to renounce our flesh and take up in the spirit. And that is how we move forward and away from this toxicity of selfishness. However, how do we toe that line of appreciating ourselves and being able to value ourselves as people and not go into this narcissistic ideology where we are the most important person? Because it's a toeing the
Yeah. It's a
line.
very
So I don't know, like,
thin, yeah, very gray
yeah.
area it could fall into.
And that's
And
like,
I think yes, go ahead.
no, baby girl, go ahead. I want to hear you.
I was gonna say, no, I was gonna say, I think sometimes, and I mean, it could happen in relationships too, where we're so used to people, like,
Yeah.
and maybe not giving us their all, but being present. And I've been on the other side of this, where I've been the one that tries to take time for themselves, but because I'm such a giving person, I'm always there. The
Yeah.
times that maybe I want to take time for myself, people will see that as like neglect, or oh, why isn't she there for me like she's there for everybody else?
Mm,
Oh, why is she um not talking to me the way that she talks to everybody else? But
you're so
what if I'm in a
flexible.
season of, oh yes, that's the word right
Sorry.
there, that triggered
Sorry.
me. But
Oh,
yes, you
sorry.
got it.
You don't have to say
Comments
it
like
because,
that.
like,
No, I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna say it. Comments
Okay.
that comments that people make, like that they have a assumption of you saying that maybe you're a flexible person. I expect more from you. These expectations of, we're gonna get into that in another episode about expectations, but
Yeah.
it's
Check
the
out
same
next week.
thing. It's the same thing when it
Yeah.
comes to self-love. Like, I want to take this season of self-love right now, and I could still
Mm-hmm.
love God in my season of self-love. That doesn't mean that I'm
Right.
not serving him in my season of self-love. I could be
Right.
serving him silently, but that could be looked at as neglect, or just like not caring, and that's just
Yeah.
not okay. I think that we
Right.
have to, like, yes, there's a line, and it's not being obsessive and prideful if you're taking a season, especially if you're someone that is very flexible, especially if you're someone that always puts others first, always puts literally everyone first. Like, take that time and don't feel bad about it. Like, don't feel bad about loving yourself. Like, and
Exactly.
loving yourself is not like, oh, I look good today. Like, no, it's like you're working on yourself. Take the time away to unplug, recharge. Emily tells me all the time, you need to spend more time on yourself. You need to spend more time on yourself.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
ugh, like, it's hard when you're not, then that's not your like, your focus isn't always you. But then again, like, going back to like how we were saying, like, when does it become like self-obsession? Like, that's something
Yeah.
that the person, I guess, would evaluate. And some people think that they, I don't want to say that you can always pick up when another person is acting that way, but it could be noticeable depending on how good you know the person. But no one knows you like you, and
Right.
you can't just be out here assuming at the same time.
Right.
That's all I had to say.
No, amen. Amen. No, I love that. And I think it's also this, like, I guess we are around people, exactly like you said, who do toe that line of self-obsession, and we don't want to become them, so we try to be the opposite of them, and that leads into
Right.
self-hatred, and that's a very deep, dark hole that a lot of us fall down in, because there are, what we were, another episode that we can talk about, um these, like, standards that we have of, that we impose on ourselves, that other people impose on us, um and how we're supposed to act and behave. I think this is, like, how much we achieve is how much we love it ourselves, and it's a very
Right.
toxic drive, but I think it's something that we can work on. It's just, to notice it is very hard. And, like,
Mm-hmm.
even me, like, it's really bad. Like, I will, mom, close your ears. uh, So, like, there's obviously people, like, I'm already thinking about marriage and, like, going up and stuff, and I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, like, I already have a perfect man, but, sometimes I get very insecure about my personality, or, like, my mind. And I've been able to love the way I look, and it's obviously a struggle, but I still am like, no matter what, God's gonna, like, we're gonna be the perfect pair, like, God's gonna love us, like, God's gonna put us together perfectly. But it's also this, like, I've struggled a lot with maintaining my mental health, and mom, you can open yours. I, I struggle to kind of, like, understand my own personality and my own, how someone can handle it. Because I feel like a
Right.
lot of times I do feel like I'm a burden to people when I'm not my best, when I enter this depressive mode, or I get, my personality, switches, or like my mood changes, stuff like that. It's like I get very self conscious about that. And I think that's also definitely affected the way that I love myself, just because it's like, in my mind, I feel like, oh, I wouldn't, like, the word that, or the phrase in my mind is like, oh, I wouldn't burden someone with that. Or like, I wouldn't make that
Hmm.
somebody else's responsibility. And that also,
Yeah.
like, has put it on myself to kind of be like, that's why I don't reach out to a lot of people about it anymore. Because I am scared. Because I think I don't fully understand myself, and I don't fully understand my healing journey and what I need. So to put someone else in the picture, it's difficult to think about, and it's scary. Um, because I want to love myself. I want to love who I am. I want to love my journey and what I've been through. But it's hard when I know that, or I guess I think that no one else can love that.
Hmm.
Um, and I think that's like the hardest part of it. And so when like talking about when it can be toxic, I think we can get in our own head sphere and create up lies to ourselves, and, you know, I guess create up even thoughts that other people are having about whether we're lovable. Um, and that definitely, like, it hurts me a lot. It hurts my brain, it hurts my journey, but yeah, it's difficult.
And just like you said, it's a journey. It's
Yeah.
definitely a journey. And whoever like loves you, like your friends and your family, like they just have to accept the journey that you're on. Like not every
Right.
day are we gonna feel 110%. Oh my gosh, I am an amazing person. Like you're gonna have
Yeah.
your moments of darkness. Like everyone has them. And if you're listening to this, you've had it too. Like we can't just be out here
Right.
lying to ourselves, lying to everyone. 80, not 80, like half percent of the time people ask how are you, we say good, but we're like lying, like actually
Yeah.
I'm not that good. um
And no one's gonna
and
say
the
for real,
journey of
because
mm-hmm,
no, I said, like, no one's gonna say, like, or if they're serious
yeah,
about it, because it's just this, exactly, we don't want to be those people that are self-obsessed, and so we'd
exactly,
rather push out the good and keep the bad to
right,
ourselves, when self-love is also about keeping the good to yourself sometimes, and being
right,
able to give out some bad, like, hey, I'm not doing good, alleviating the burden and having a balance within yourself.
exactly. And a lot of the times we're
Mm-hmm.
scared. It's just I think fear plays such a big part in
Right.
self-love as well, because we don't want to admit things, we don't want to
Right.
look a certain way. And again, like you mentioned, like you don't want it to affect our relation, like you don't want it to affect your relationships with people. Like, oh, because I don't love myself, like this is gonna make this person seem that I'm this way, and that's gonna make them sad because I'm sad. Things like that. When and again, like in reality, like it's all about your journey, and whoever is there with you on your journey is going to help you in your journey and hopefully uplift you in
Right.
your journey. Because even if you are in a season of self love, that doesn't mean that you can't be loved by anyone else. I
Amen.
think
Yeah.
that's like it's something that you have to kind of learn, because it's easy for someone to say, I love you, Emily, I'm here for you. And you're like, well, I'm not here for myself. How are you here for, like,
Yeah.
all those
Exactly.
kind of tricks that we play on ourselves. And yeah, I think in general, like the way it affects our relationships, um, it all depends, again, like just the people that we have around us. If you have people that are around you that are going to uplift you, and that's really who you want around you in those seasons where you're not feeling like you can provide so much self-love for yourself, that say, hey, Evie, like take that time for yourself. I see that you're doing so much, like let's take a
Yeah.
break. Let's take a breather.
Yeah.
People that are gonna just remind you, like, hey, like, you are beautiful. Like, hey,
Yeah.
no, like I wish I had that hair, girl. Like I just project just goodness and
Love.
just are positive, because it really does help. Um, it
Mm.
really just helps to have those people around you that are going to. just be comforting to you, because self-love is not, I want to say, like, it's not like something that you learn. Like, yeah, you can learn how to love yourself better, but it's like you have to go through it and just really want it for yourself,
Right.
because if not, it's not going to come as easy as you
It's not a
think.
quick
And
Google
it just,
search.
right, like, oh, how do you love yourself? It's like, oh, well, say positive
And
affirmations and
honestly, it's we're here, but it's not even a simple podcast episode. Like this goes beyond this. Like obviously, we're here to, give you tips and understand that we also go through this, but this goes even beyond. This goes through, you know, therapy and seeking professional
yeah,
help and also seeking help from others. And I think like I mentioned, like self-love is finding a balance for yourself and letting go of some pride like that
right,
we all carry like genuinely. And I honestly I feel like in my past I have been open with people, but it was more like weaponizing my vulnerability
mm-hmm,
because I wanted to seem a certain kind of hurt. Like I wanted to be like,
hmm.
oh, like I'm hurt, but I'm not that bad. Like I'm just a regular, like, oh, like I feel, a little depressed, like a 2 day thing, and then it's gone. Like no, I was literally going to church, praising God, coming home, and like crying myself to sleep for
Yeah,
I can't explain. It's not a feeling that is explainable. And for weeks, weeks, and it's not because I didn't have a good relationship with God. It wasn't because of stuff like that. And we need to make another mental health episode because that's another level.
right,
That's another
right,
episode. But it's also this like understanding that self love comes with vulnerability and
yeah,
being able to say that now I know that I'm letting myself be loved by myself and being able to be cared for by myself. And be open and honest that yeah, I hated myself in so many points in my life, but now I can be honest and come on podcast and say that it hurts. It's a struggle, um, and I think it's honestly good because now you can put boundaries, and understand like show people that this is what I need right now in my season to heal because I've been through moments
right,
that are much harder than this, and
mm-hmm,
I cannot let my view of myself and my love for myself diminish because this is what you needed this season. And like you said before, like some people they expect a lot from you. And this is not, just for like an example. Like I've been getting really close to like a lot of people like from school, church, work. Um and I can tell you literally earlier today like as soon as I got home from school, I was like, I sat down and I ate, and I'm like, this is where I want to be right now. Like,
yeah,
this is exactly where I need to be, and it's like, it's very cringy, but like self love is staying home with the movie, or some music and a good book, and like self love is not making yourself extroverted or even a quote fun person because other people want it. Like
right.
self love is just being okay with being an introvert and being home and being by yourself. I think that's the best form of self love I can give myself, obviously.
No,
But
and that's okay. Like, that's literally okay. And I admire your vulnerability in that, because it takes a lot to say, like, because I don't think people realize the magnitude of anything that people our
yeah,
age go through. Like, it might be hard to think, oh, well, she's only 17 and you've been through a lot. Yes, like, you can go through a
mm-hmm.
lot at any
Right,
age. There's a stigma that people have with that as well, but there is also a lot of self-discovery that we're doing along the way as we grow up, like, as we mature, as we age, as we live life. And so there's just a lot to learn and to practice. And again, that can be just being vulnerable with yourself and ways of practicing that, it really is just, if you make a commitment to yourself, honor it, because it's you. Like, it's
Right.
you, the one making the commitment. You're not making it for somebody else. You're not making it because someone suggested it. Like, no, do it for you, because anyone could tell me you should take time for yourself. But until I want to take time for myself and I make the step to make time for myself, I'm not going to honor it, what someone else says. And that's just the truth.
Yeah.
Like, I could
Yeah.
take all the advice, but I don't have to apply it until I want to do it. Then I'm going to commit because it's me. Because
Right.
once you have a goal in your mind, you're like, oh, I'm going to stop doing this because this is not good for me. And you're making a commitment to yourself. And yes, you're going to feel yourself just like you might feel other people, because it's you. So you might think you don't deserve it. But we deserve all things good. And I think
Yeah.
self-love comes with that. It's knowing that you deserve rest, knowing that you deserve
Right.
healthy friendships, knowing you deserve just peace and control, and all the things that love is. Love is patient, love is kind, love is all these things. And
Yeah.
so self-love is the same. It's patient,
Right.
it's kind, it's good, and
Exactly. I love
it's
that.
just refreshing. And we need that. And I think I'm learning the same. Like, I'm overwhelmed. Why am I overwhelmed? Well, let me take time on myself and figure it out. Let me take
Right.
time away, and not just isolation and separation, but really just listen to what God is telling me right now. What is He telling me right now? Not what He's telling everybody else. What He's telling me right now. What am I feeling right now? Not what everyone else feeling. What am I doing? Not what everyone else is doing. And once we
Yeah.
like take everyone else out and close all distractions and mute everything, then a conscious decision about whatever you're praying for, or just like peace, if that's what you're seeking, whatever it is that you're seeking in your season of self-love, like that's what's going to come through, even if it's just you want to feel love more.
Right.
Like, yeah,
You ace.
that's all I gotta say.
That was so good. I love the way you put that. I love it. And it's almost like we need to make self love almost another person. Like, self love is like another
Hmm.
you, someone that you need to make a priority, make you a priority.
Mm.
Yes, you. Like,
Yeah.
we do think that in order, a lot of people, the different love languages, which is like quality time, physical touch, like um,
Right.
acts of service, all those things. Self love is also cute. Like, spend some time for yourself, treat
Right.
yourself, buy yourself a gift, like get in your bed, read a good book. Like, that's quality time. Like, acts of service, do something for yourself. And I think that you have
Right.
to also almost date yourself. Like,
Yeah.
you have to intentionally be in a relationship with yourself, because you can't just, like, this is the body you're given. And I forgot to mention this earlier, but I was going to mention now. I was listening to a podcast the other day of this very funny person, Brittany Broski. She's an internet personality and she's just hilarious. But she was talking about her own experience and, with just very briefly with body image. And she was talking about how, like, I love the way I look. Like, I love who I am. Like, my parents loved each other and that's why I'm here. And after I heard that, I was like,
Hmm.
wow, like, I'm a product of love.
Wow.
I have to continue to love
Yes.
this product of love. And then she kept going and she was like, I look like my parents. Like,
Hmm.
my mom is the most beautiful person I've ever met. Like, why would I not love myself? Like, I look like her.
Well.
And that, like, actually, like, it breaks my heart that I ever felt
Ugh.
hurt, or I ever felt ugly, or that I ever felt that I wasn't enough, because I'm a replica of
Right.
her and I'm a replica of their love.
Hmm.
And that's the most important thing. That's why you should love yourself, because generations of people before you loved each other and they look
Mm-hmm.
just like you, and
Well.
they talk like you, and they probably act like you, and they have the same genetics and they have the same
Yeah.
eyes and all that good stuff. And I think that is important to view yourself as that, not just a person who is deserving of love, but you are a product of love. um, and yeah, that's literally, and I was going to mention it earlier, I think that's the perfect way to close. But
No, perfect. You said everything. Snap, snap, snap. We are a product of love. We are love. We have to give love. We have to be love. We have to self love.
yes,
Yes, you.
amen, amen. It's you, literally. Oh my god. Yes, Evie. I love you so much. I hope you know
I
that.
love you too. I love you. I love you too. And I'm just
Oh
so
my
happy
god.
we that you brought up this topic. Honestly, Emily's happy with this topic. She was like, let's do stuff, blah blah blah. All right, girl, let's snap. Real quick.
Hey.
Um
Yes.
and yeah, I'm just happy that we got to talk about this. And as always, guys, continue to support the SU Pod by rating us 5 stars on Spotify. Leave us an episode
Yes.
suggestion. Make sure you
Yes.
rate us 5 stars and you add it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and I think that's it. I want TikTok
Yeah.
too, and Instagram at
Yeah.
YesYouPod. Pod.
Yes. And other such things that will be coming in the future. But
Yes.
we love you guys, and we hope you
We love
enjoyed
you
this
so much.
episode. Make sure to check out new episodes every Friday/Saturday. And yeah, we hope you guys have an amazing week. Make sure to catch up on our previous episodes while waiting for the new episode to drop. All right, guys. We
We love y'all.
you.
Bye.
Bye.